What the heck is Formula One?
Pole position, strategy,
yachts and parties,
safety car, Ferrari.
beautiful corners.
Oh, right, okay. There's a car in front of you. Try and overtake it.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Welcoming, you fools. Hello, you fools. It's Dave and Skin.
Hello.
We are back after the summer break, and what a summer break it was, Skin. You have a good summer break?
Not really. It's not summer over here.
Okay, so yeah. Did you have a good summer European break without going to Europe?
Well, yeah, I just kept doing most of the normal stuff I do,
Yeah,
minus
nice.
the Fool's Pot, I guess.
Nice. I was a busy boy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
What have you been up to?
Do you want to get on your phone and go to your browser?
Sure.
And do you want to head to formulafools.com.au? And if you're listening at home, why don't you follow along for the journey? We will get to the main podcast soon. I just want to surprise Skin with a little bit here.
All right.
Formulafools.com.au. Do you want to click on the menu at the top?
Sure.
And you might see a new button on the menu called Games.
Games. Disc.
I have spent the last 2 months building out some web-based games, all Formula One based.
Why?
Because I saw a video of some people playing like a driver Wordle thing, and I was like, this looks cool. I can build this, but better.
Okay.
So I built a better version. I also then built another 3 games, and I've got another 8 games in development.
8 games?
Yeah, so yeah.
Why? Okay.
I've been working nonstop on this.
What the hell?
Legit, I was up. I didn't fucking sleep last night till after I stayed up. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I stayed up till post race, which for anyone not in Australia was like 1 a.m. to finish off bits 4 so that we could launch today.
Oh, so they've just gone on the website?
No, they've all been up for a while.
Oh.
There's just been bug fixes, images, things like that haven't gone live. So pick a game, Skin, and we're going to play it. We're going to debut it on the pod.
Wow. Okay.
I've not played any of them for today because it's daily challenges. They reset at midnight Brisbane local time. So I've not played any of today's challenges yet.
Oh,
so
they're daily little things.
Daily challenges, yeah. So every day you get a new challenge. So you can build streaks, you can share leaderboards in the future. We've not added leaderboards just yet, but we will.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll just go to the first one, I suppose.
Guess the driver. So this is a driver Wordle type game. You've got 2 game modes per game, Sprint and Grand Prix. Sprint is every driver since 2020. And then Grand Prix is pretty much infinite, but we've excluded some drivers that weren't huge drivers from the 50s through to 2000, sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me have a crack at Sprint then.
Nice.
So I'm essentially playing a Wordle type thing.
It's essentially Wordle, except instead of trying to guess the letters of the word, you're going to try and guess the driver. And you're looking for things like the driver's name. Obviously, that's very unique. The team they've driven for, the nationality, titles, wins, and debut. If you look at the color clues as well at the bottom, you'll see it as you get into it. It's quite self-explanatory, but there is a guide at the bottom.
All right. Sure. Let me start with Piastri.
Nice. Good start.
I've got the right nationality.
Oh.
The right number of titles.
That gives us quite a big random of title. I went for Norris.
Okay.
I have.
Oh, so we're cheating. All right.
Well, no, I put mine in as exact same before you said it.
Well, yeah, but I shouldn't have whatever information.
Okay, well, that's okay. Well, okay. You play then. You play, Skin. Commentate on your game.
Wait, so Sprint is drivers since 2020, and I've got the right nationality.
Yeah.
Who the Ricardo, I guess. Wait, yeah, he didn't win any championships. Oh, that was easy.
Bang, go Skin. Let me tell you, never usually as easy as that.
Really? Okay. Look at me go.
I have been struggling on some of these the past week.
Okay.
Like sometimes I'll get it on like the 4th or the 5th. 2nd is fairly rare. It all depends on your first guess, but well done. That's great, Skin. So yeah, so it works like that. Yellow obviously means they've had a shared history, so you would have seen yellow over the McLaren logo. Daniel Ricciardo used to drive for McLaren, so that was my kind of giveaway, especially after you told me that you got the nationality correct.
Yep. Okay, right. I see.
Well, so
that's cool.
Yeah, a bunch of games. You can view the results, share your results with friends, tell people how you're going.
Okay, sick.
And for anyone that wants to go and play, you can either go directly to the link play.formulafools.com.au or go to formulafools.com.au, hit the menu, click on games.
Play.formulafools, why is it different?
It's just a subdomain because it has to be hosted. It's a whole back. It's not relevant. It really isn't relevant. It has to be. It can't be hosted on Squarespace. Just because of like the depth of code that I've had to use.
Right.
Yeah. So I've had to host it separately.
like just been getting Claude to code it or something, or what's talk me through it?
Yeah, so I've been doing a mixture. So Claude's helped me out quite a bit, but then I obviously the reason I did it was because I saw this game and I was like, I know how to code. I haven't made anything with my coding abilities in fucking 15 years. So I was like, I want to push myself and see what I can do here. And so, yeah, we like me, Lydia, Ryan has been on it for the past probably 2-3 weeks now. And good friend Harry down in Adelaide, he's also been friend of the show and friend of the Chalk Show. He's also been kind of helping out with images, and they're still also helping out by sending some stuff through and bug fixes and things like that. So
Wow.
this has been a full production for a while now. My dad's also been helping out back in the UK.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I've been trying to keep it so fucking under wraps so that you didn't know. So I was like, the first race back of the season, I'm fucking surprising Skin with this.
Righty-o.
4 games. Each of them have 2 modes.
Amazing.
Daily puzzles across all of them.
What the heck, Disc? Okay.
Yeah.
As you do. Cool.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you, Skin. So if anyone wants to use the Formula Fools, like the Formula Fools website basically just got more user friendly. You can go on it to check on the season statistics under the F1 2026 page, see where the championship is, see who the championship leader is, all things like that. See how all that's going. See all of our pods from the 34 and 34. They're all listed on there as well. And also now you can play some beautiful F1 daily challenge games. You want to play more, don't you?
I kind of do.
I've got him
but-
addicted to it. I've got him addicted. We'll play some more at the end.
Okay. All right. Deal.
Awesome. Okay, well, for those that aren't here to listen to us play a game, and once you guys have come back from playing your games and you can now focus, we are going to talk about the Dutch Grand Prix.
Mm-hmm.
So on the Formula Fools podcast, we love to review races after they've happened. This one finished probably fucking 5 hours ago. So this is the earliest we've ever done a podcast, I would say.
I know. Look at us go.
Yeah. Will Brown's fault. A very niche reference. Not a lot of only people that know me will understand that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're going to do the Dutch Grand Prix race review. We like to kind of give our insights, talk about things that have happened, and what have you, with the hope that we are going to educate you guys and educate Skin with the knowledge that we have. Not sure how well we'll do. We tend to get things wrong. I'm using we as very broad. I'm talking about me. We also tend to have very strong opinions about and biases towards specific teams and drivers.
Yeah, that one's more just you.
Yeah, that's 100% me.
I tend to be a bit level-headed, but
you can't win them all, Skin.
Yeah, well, yeah, true. But yeah, particularly not sure how we'll go given the race fucking just happened, basically.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is, but carry on.
We'll be we'll be fine. We always like to start a race recap off with a hot lap recap from my good mate Ryan Smith. He is back in the UK and he is a TV presenter who likes to give his professionalism and bring some professionalism to this podcast. So he gives us a nice little recap to just jog your memory on what happened during the race weekend.
The race is over. It's that time in the show for the hot lap recap. Let's go. Welcome back to Hot Lap Recap, and this week Formula One returned from its summer break at Zandvoort, a narrow, undulating roller coaster through the Dutch sand dunes, featuring steep banking, blind crests, and almost no room for error. Naturally, Formula One has looked at this unique, characterful circuit and decided it no longer needs it. But first, briefly, the sprint. George Russell converted pole into a controlled victory ahead of Charles Leclerc, who passed Lando Norris late on, while Kimi Antonelli finished 4th. A decent start to the weekend for George, although the championship leader still managed to leave Saturday with a 53-point advantage. You can nibble away at Kimi's lead, but at the moment, it's rather like attacking a block of concrete with a teaspoon. And for Sunday, Norris took pole ahead of Russell, Antonelli and Oscar Piastri, and the race immediately descended into absolute bedlam. At the end of the opening lap, Max Verstappen lost control through the damp, banked final corner. His tyre touched the painted white line. The Red Bull snapped sideways, hit the concrete wall, and skidded back across the circuit, shedding a wheel and enough debris to open a small branch of Halfords. Pierre Gasly somehow avoided him. The race was red flagged, and Max's final home Grand Prix lasted approximately the time required to boil a disappointing kettle. Another mistake from Verstappen in a season increasingly filled with them. His radio message was brief. I'm okay. Fuck. Sorry. Which is a remarkably efficient summary of Red Bull's entire season. But Max wasn't the only one losing control. Gabriel Bortoleto spun his Audi at the end of the same lap, disappearing into a cloud of smoke as teammate Nico Hulkenberg arrived at racing speed with absolutely no idea where the other car would emerge. And I cannot stress enough how extraordinary Hulkenberg's avoidance was. Bortoleto was rotating across the circuit, visibility was virtually non-existent, and Nico threaded through the smoke with centimetres to spare. That wasn't racecraft, that was Jedi reflex tests, that was. Had he reacted half a second later, that would have been catastrophic. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about that, you two. Now, after the restart, Antonelli muscled past Norris to take the lead, forcing the McLaren wide at turn 1. What followed was a genuinely fascinating strategic fight. McLaren used a two-stop approach to give Norris a tyre advantage, allowing him to chase down the Mercedes and take the lead back on track. No safety car lottery, no steward-assisted reshuffle, just strategy, tyre management, and an actual overtake for victory. Remember those? It was beautiful to watch. Now, 2 wins in a row for the reigning world champion, and McLaren look suddenly capable of challenging regularly again. Is this the championship opening back up in the second half? Oh, it's exciting. Now, Russell completed the podium after some late Mercedes team order drama, while Hamilton finished 4th, just 8 tenths behind him. Leclerc finished 5th and Piastri 6th, the second McLaren ending more than half a minute behind his victorious teammate. Liam Lawson took 7th while Nico Hulkenberg followed his miraculous opening lap escape with 8th place for Audi. Now, frankly, after avoiding his teammate at full speed through a smoke cloud, they should have given him points just for continuing to breathe normally. The man's a miracle maker. Fernando Alonso, speaking of miracle makers, he finished 9th, earning Aston Martin 2 precious World Championship points with a well-judged one-stop strategy. And then there's Williams. Now, I'm going to let Dave tell you about their coming together. Finally, well, it's goodbye to Zandvoort. And what genuinely a terrible, terrible shame. This race had a red flag. It had strategy battles, genuine overtaking, close fights throughout the field, and a circuit that punished even Verstappen for one small mistake. The elevation changes, the blind corners, and enormous banking around the track make it unlike anything else on the calendar. So, of course, we're never going back. Dave, I would love to go go-karting here with you, mate. I could just see us racing around the corners there. It'd be epic. Although, based on your marathon pace, we may need to fit your car with mirrors and a small orange warning light. Slow-moving traffic. So, Zandvoort 2026. Norris wins 2 in a row. Antonelli strengthens his championship lead. Verstappen crashes out of his final home race. Hulkenberg performs an exorcism at 200 kilometers an hour. Aston Martin scored 2 precious points. Cadillac remained pointless. And Williams discovered that if you can't beat the opposition, you can at least take out your teammate. Whew. That's the Hot Lap Recap. I'm Ryan, and I'll see you at the next one. Back to you, Skin and Dave.
That was a good one from Ryan. He's a bit of a guru.
Well done. Is he a good marathon runner?
Honestly, up until that comment, I don't know if he runs.
Oh.
Now I'm questioning it, so I actually don't know. Okay. But if he's not and he's insulting my pace, that seems like a fucking challenge.
Yeah.
He needs to come do the Gold Coast Marathon alongside me and then we'll see.
Yeah, quite a bit faster, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Where do you want to start, Skin? Do you want to start with the sprint?
Sure.
Did you write many notes about it?
No.
Good, because I have the best summary in the world. The race, or We Are the Race on Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you see this post?
Yeah.
They were like, they put a post up proving that the Dutch Grand Prix sprint could have just been an email, and it is like the tiniest email of all of the things that happened in the Dutch Grand Prix. It's like 4 paragraphs of everything that happened.
Yeah.
There were 2 overtakes in the entire race.
Yeah.
Okay, Leclerc's overtake was a pretty fucking good overtake, and Leclerc was looking very racy. My opinion changes during the Grand Prix, but yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, there wasn't much else.
And when Ryan said at the end, why are we getting rid of this track? Watch the sprint race. That's why we're fucking getting rid of this track.
Yeah, okay, right. Why was it so different from the sprint to the race then?
People are starting to, this was the concern of a lot of people, but when the sprint races were first proposed, was like, we're going to have these races where essentially only the top 4 or 5 drivers care about where they are. And even then, they don't want to risk crashing their car because qualifying is like 3 hours later. So like, they're just going to play it super safe. And I think that's what we saw. We saw everyone playing it super safe.
Okay.
No one wanted to damage the car. Rain was coming towards the end. So it was just fucking, one by one. Don't push too hard.
So that's just an issue with sprints.
It's just an issue with the sprint format. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it needs a forced soft or a forced pit stop or something to just shake it up.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know what the I don't know what the solution is, but unfortunately some sprints are just like that now. And I think they're only gonna get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the sprint.
Sick. The one thing I wrote down during the sprint, which was, I assume, what everyone knew about from the summer break, I just wasn't paying attention, was that Lawson was driving in the Red Bulls and Hadjar was out.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I saw quite some of the
noticed that was
summer break stuff. Yeah, no, well, that was quite late on in the week. Hadjar apparently had a wrist injury. Now, I've seen a few bits of where this wrist injury came from, and I've seen some people saying it was from a boxing, like sparring thing during training that he injured his wrist. If that's the case, like, fucking hell, Isaac, like, he's your PT, like, take it easy, pal. But no, he was apparently going to try and race and was still at the track the entire weekend. But he had a call with Marc Marquez, who is a MotoGP world champion. And Marc Marquez basically said, you're young, you're in a very good team, don't ruin your career by rushing back after injury and then underperforming or having a bigger crash and causing more damage. Like we saw Danny Rick at this same circuit in 23-24 come back out of his little sabbatical that he had, and then in his first or second race at Zandvoort crashed into the barrier and broke his wrist. So like, it's a track where if it snaps, like we saw with Max, it can hurt you. And so yeah, Marc Marquez's advice was taken on board by Isaac, and he called the team and said, can't race, got this injury, and then they promoted Liam and then put Yuki in the Racing Bulls.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's not likely to be like, he's not out for 6 weeks or anything like that. Like, he'll probably race at the next.
He'll potentially race at the next one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. He was looking fine. Like, he didn't have a cast or anything on it at the race. So like, he's looking okay. I think it's more just a, precautionary. Like, I think he was cleared to race, but I think it was more you're cleared to race, but
one of those ones.
One of those ones.
Okay.
Yeah. So that happened. Other summer break stuff that happened. Max Verstappen has signed a multi-year contract. I think it takes him to 2030 with Red Bull.
Yes.
Quite the surprise.
Yes.
You reckon so?
Well,
that was a question as well. Quite the surprise? Question mark.
Yeah, well, I think so. I mean, it kind of, every time he talks, he sounds like he hates the sport and doesn't want to do it. So But I mean, I guess if you get paid lots of money to like drive around, it's like, why would you not sign? So
I didn't screenshot this, but someone had done the calculation on the either predicted or the what do you call it? Like when people are the rumored salary that he was going to be on would mean that every lap was like $66,000 per lap. He's getting paid.
Bruh.
It's like millions of dollars per race. Yeah. Yeah.
Tough gig.
Yeah. And then this one, he's just like,
yeah, right.
Yeah. So that happened.
Good on him.
Yeah, good on him. He did say in an interview that he was closer to retirement than choosing another team. And he revealed that when he spoke to Dietrich, who was like the founder of Red Bull and whatever else. When he spoke to him before his passing a few years back, he told him he wanted to race for Red Bull till the end of his career. He said he had no intentions of going anywhere else, and he thinks it would be really cool to be committed to one team. If he sees out this contract, he would be the most committed, the most loyal F1 driver ever. Like he would like to stay with one team, one family for his entire career.
Yeah, true.
No other driver has done that.
That is cool.
Mm.
Also, I assume I'm just an idiot, but did anyone else get schnicked off by the social media post before the re-sign stuff? Because he posted like the helmet design. It was like my last home race, and I forgot that the track was something else the next year. So I'm like, he's retiring. What a weird way to announce your retirement.
Yeah, I think some people.
No, I'm just an idiot.
Some people were the same. I saw some people in the comments were very similar. Like, like he's going to retire. And then it was extends multi-year contract. Yeah, nah. Yeah. No, it's more the Dutch Grand Prix is going to go.
Yep.
Mixed feelings about that one.
That well though.
Yeah. And then other news, Alex and Carlos both signed contracts with Williams. Alex till the end of 2027 and Carlos on a multi-year deal. We don't know how many years.
Yes.
They've not revealed that. But yeah, go Williams.
Good luck to them.
Do you want to go straight to the Williams crash?
Sure. Tell me about it.
Well, there's not really much to tell. Like basically Carlos, like you can see it in the images. Carlos has got a very hefty lock up there.
Yeah, okay.
And he just kind of slides into the side of his teammate. Like, it wasn't like they were crazy battling. It wasn't like there was animosity or anything. Like, he genuinely just locked up his tires and just fucking hit Alex. Alex had to retire because of the damage, and Carlos got a 10-second penalty. Even Alex said after the race, like in the interviews, Alex was just like, it's just one of those, like, it's a racing incident kind of thing. Like, it's not anything major.
Also, I assume neither of them were really like in the points.
Nah.
So
like we were
could probably be pretty lackadaisical about retiring, I guess.
Yeah, like we were
same result.
Cusp, but let's face it, we were never getting them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's whatever. Alex said after he re-signed, he was like, they did an interview with him and Carlos, and he was like, they said, why have you re-signed based on this year's performance? He was like, this year's a blip. He was like, we all know that we've got problems with the car, but we know where the problems are. We know how to solve them. They had the same problems in 24. They fixed it for 25. It shouldn't happen for next year. So he's like, I'm confident that the team know what they're doing and the direction that they need to be going in. And I'm just sat there listening to this like, I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Because I'll be putting a bet on Williams again next year, obviously.
Yeah,
I'm not an idiot.
obviously. But it's just, no, I do hope so. Fingers crossed. But it is just staggering that they had the issues in 24, fixed them for 25 and forgot how to fix them for 26. It was like, how?
So they just went back to the 24
James
car.
meant to be this genius CEO that's like got
It's
it
not
rubber
CEO,
or
team
whatever
principal.
it is, team principal. It is. No one's worked out like, hey, all that shit that worked last year, do you reckon we should do that again? Or
No,
like,
you know what's happened? He went, look how fucking nice this 24 car is. Let's just rebuild that one.
I don't know.
They forgot to look at the results.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Look,
good.
not ideal. Finishing last in a DNF with a 10-second penalty. Like, yeah, look, it wasn't on my bingo card for our return. I don't know if you remember, but at the Budapest, after the Budapest Grand Prix, the last podcast we did, Hungarian Grand Prix, whatever. Last podcast I did, I hopefully said that Williams have been moving in the right direction and hopefully they bring a big upgrade and we get better. And in all fairness, like, we've looked good over the weekend. Certainly not like fighting for points, but we've looked okay. Like we got through to Q2. We were comfortably in Q2. We were barely in Q2. But we're looking like we're going in the right direction, especially when you compare us to like Haas. Haas seemed to have fucking gone backwards.
Yeah.
Double DNF in this race. Shocking qualifying performances throughout the entire weekend. Like, to say that they were firmly ahead of us at the beginning of the season, they are now firmly behind us.
That's fair. So that's progress.
That's progress.
Go Williams.
But then
They'll probably win the championship.
I mean, I saw a video over the summer break and someone was like, mathematically, Alex is still in it. And they'd done the math on like, if Kimi, George, and whoever's in the top 5, basically, it was like, let's say they still finish in the points for every race. This is where they'd need to finish. It was like Kimi finishing like 7th or 8th in every race and having 2 or 3 DNFs and Alex winning everything.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So I don't know how that fares after this one with him having a DNF and no points in the sprint, but sure, it's still on.
Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing about qualifying that was cool was halfway through Q3, rain came over.
Yes.
Which in my short F1 watching career, I've never seen. I don't think.
Oh, wow.
So that was weird. It was like, because normally you're so used to watching like everyone does their fastest lap right at the end of Q3. I guess it's just like when the car's lightest from burning petrol and stuff like that. Or
Track improvements as well. There's more rubber laid down. You want to save the best till last, so you just kind of wait in until the end of the performance. Fuel's not too much of an issue in qualifying, because they'll only fuel for the laps that they're going to do. So usually by the end of their fast lap, they've only got the sample amount of fuel in that they have to provide.
Yeah, okay, right.
To the FIA, but it's more rubber laid down on the track. Doing it based on optimal track performances, which is usually the last person to cross the line is usually going to have the best traction based on grip and things like that.
But at this time, there was, I think, like 10 minutes left in the session.
Yeah.
And a warning came over saying it's going to piss down in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Yeah.
Everyone
is great.
Yeah.
Because then everyone did
trying to do their fastest lap with like 5 minutes left in the session.
Yeah. Well, even on their first run, everyone was trying to do a fast one on the first one. And then they went in the pits and came out real quick. And there was like 5 minutes left and people were fucking hammering it. The rain didn't really come either. Like it came within the last minute or two, but it didn't come as early as they expected. So it was very interesting because we saw like the likes of Piastri going out while Ferrari and Mercedes were doing double warm-up laps. Oscar goes out and it's like, oh, he's not got time for a double warm-up lap. And then he fucking puts it P2 like within a tenth of Lando's pole lap and it was like, oh shit, that was a great lap from Oscar. So yeah, it was very interesting qualifying.
It was.
Oscar didn't do so well in the race.
Yes.
Yeah.
What happened there? I didn't realize it was quite that bad until Ryan said he finished half a minute behind Lando.
Yeah.
That's really not good. Obviously, one thing that happened to him was the slow pit stop that made him fall behind Charles.
So it was just put him way out of position.
Because he made a sick overtake to get ahead of Charles.
Potentially one of the best overtakes of the season. That was fucking unbelievable. No, was it on Charles? Was it on George? Oh, maybe it was on Charles. I can't remember. I thought it was on George.
Could be wrong. Anyway, so
no, it was on George. Yeah, turn 7 for P3 on George.
Okay, right. Sorry. Okay, so he's made this sick overtake.
Yeah,
he's getting ahead. He's doing things.
Yeah,
has a slow pit stop, so Charles gets back ahead of him, right?
I think both of them, both Charles and George, got ahead of him. Yeah, okay. So that put him because they pitted early. Or did George pit to try and undercut him or something like that? And then they pitted in reaction. And then that slow pit stop meant George got ahead. And then when Charles pitted a few laps later, Charles also came out in between those two, which was kind of staggering. And he was like 5 seconds behind Charles. He was quite a far way off Charles.
Okay. So the pit stops. So he's had a shocker in the pits.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. But then he looked slow the rest of the race.
Yeah.
And never did anything
just
about
shocking.
it.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. But it was similar in the sprint. Like, sprint qualifying, both Oscar and Lando looked really quick. And then in the sprint race, neither of them really had pace, but Oscar especially didn't have pace. His post-race interview was quite interesting because he was basically asked that question and he was like, yeah, I don't know, he was asked the question like, your pace wasn't there today, but Lando's was. Do you think that's weird? And he was like, yeah, it is a bit weird actually. And he was just kind of like that. Like, didn't really say anything, but said quite a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think his first pit stop was kind of bullshit. Like, George was on the mediums, Charles was on the softs, Oscar was on the hards. So, in my opinion, Oscar should have just gone way longer, like at least another 10 laps on them tyres. And they pitted in reaction to George, which then obviously they fucked the pit stop up, which didn't help. And, they didn't do that on purpose and they couldn't foresee that. But hitting him that early, I just kind of felt like, well, what was the fucking point in putting him on hards? You may as well just put him out on softs if you're going to pit him that early.
Yeah, fair.
And it just kind of felt like a really bad strategy call. And also, it kind of, to me, felt like, let's get him out of the way so we can then just focus on Lando.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, mate, why else would they pit him at that point on hard tyres? When we saw the likes of Lewis go in another 8 laps, I think it was, after his pit stop on softs.
I don't have an answer.
I get it. Like, when he first came in, I was like, I get it. It's one of them where I'm like, I get why they did it. Reaction to George. But then I'm also like, why start him on hards if you're then going to play a reactive strategy game? Like, that didn't make sense to me.
Sure.
I just didn't add up. And I don't know. He certainly was not a happy boy. It's not the first time this season that we've seen him get screwed over by the team. It's not the first time in his career that he's been screwed over by McLaren to favour Lando. And yeah, I don't know. I just kind of feel like it's another one of those for him.
Okay. He's at least better at hiding when he's unhappy. Whereas people like, Lewis.
My goodness.
Holy
I'm so
heck,
glad that was a great transition.
Dude, that was an angry man at the end of that race.
I didn't hear all of his team radios, but obviously I heard some of them. I don't know if you've seen the video, but people have posted like the full transcript of like the back and forth between him and his race engineer. My God, Ferrari are dumb. Lewis is genuinely just sat in his car just like, are we fucking serious, guys? Like, what is happening?
Right.
They're on different strategies. Lewis is explicitly asked to pass Charles.
Yeah.
And they just sat fucking playing chess
Yes.
with themselves.
Yeah. What happened? Like, what happened? Why would they do that?
Well, okay. I can't remember if this was on the live broadcast or if I read this afterwards. I've seen that Charles was asked to move and he just didn't.
Well, I thought he was asked to box. And didn't box. But sure. He can't have.
Well, he would have known.
Surely I've got that wrong. He can't have been asked to box and just ignored them.
They were on a different strategy, so it was potential that he was, because he needed to box again. So it's potential that they asked him to box earlier so that he would move out the way for Lewis, and he was like, "Nah, this doesn't make sense to our strategy." And so he said, "I'm sticking to strategy C or whatever."
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah,
but that just seemed crazy. Like,
yeah, but the crazy thing is
team orders to box.
You just do it.
Just fucking box.
Exactly. But that's the craziest thing is like he's disobeying team orders. He's holding up his teammate who has a legitimate shot and he's on a different strategy. Like none of it made fucking sense to me. It was total bullshit. Ferrari should have been way harder. Lewis said in an interview afterwards, he said, it's really difficult to take when you see the two Mercedes drivers get their call and they execute it straight away. It's just not the same here.
Yeah.
But Lewis has had his entire career with a teammate who will gladly get out the way for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to, apart from Nico Rosberg and sometimes Jenson Button.
Okay.
But like Valtteri was the perfect number two who would just fucking straight out the way.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Do you know what I mean? I just find it funny hearing him complain about that when he was at Mercedes for donkey's years. It's like,
yeah.
If you knew they were good at that, then maybe consider that before leaving them for a team. Like, I've watched F1 for fucking 5 minutes and I can tell, like, hey, Ferrari is pretty dog shit sometimes. Like, they do this really stupid stuff. like he's been like the top man in the sport for 20 odd years. Surely, like, you knew what you were signing up for. But anyway.
Yeah, anyone that's watched F1 for longer than a season knows that Ferrari make bad mistakes. Yeah, no, but it's also that kind of like, bad boy mentality for a girl where they're like, in the movies, the stereotypical like damsel in distress, or not damsel in distress, I guess, but like chick that can, I can change him or I can fix him, kind of like, that cliche stereotype that's written into chick flicks and shit like that.
Right.
Lewis thinks he can change Ferrari. Seb didn't do it. Fernando didn't do it. Lewis is like, I can do it.
Okay, I see. Right. One thing I do want to ask, like, obviously the team suck a bit and probably should have done things differently. But when he explicitly asked to overtake Charles or to like switch the cars, he said, I'm on fresher tyres, I'm way faster than Charles.
Yeah.
I still don't get all these radio messages like that. Like, if that's the case, just drive past it.
Yeah, and you know what? At some tracks you can, but to anyone that is also thinking this, and I recommend this to you, go back and watch the 2016 Bahrain or Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, very similar situation, except they would say, I'm faster than this person or whatever. But it wasn't they were fucking dominating the race, winning races by 20, 30 seconds because their car was just super dominant that season. So it was literally just them two racing each other. And Mercedes and Toto were very good at just going, you fucking sort it out. As long as you don't crash, you sort it out. Like, we're not going to pull team orders. This is up to you guys. On track, fucking solve it. And you saw lap after lap, overtake, like constantly back and forth because you're in the same car. You've got the same downforce package, aero package, power unit package. So it's a lot easier said than done to be able to do that. And basically, you can do it, but you're going to damage your tires. You're going to burn more fuel. You're going to overheat your car. You're going to do the same to your teammate. Where the easiest option, like we saw with Mercedes, is just go, hey guys, I don't want to ruin my race. I don't want to ruin his race. Let's do the smart thing here and let's actually, battle the people we need to battle and not battle each other. And that's what Lewis was doing. That's a smart mentality that Lewis has, and Charles just. I've said it before this season. I feel like Charles is really coming under threat now that Lewis has returned to form this year, and I think we're seeing it with decisions like this from Charles to not obey team orders or not respect Lewis on track like that when they are on totally different strategies. And I think it's just another iteration of Charles struggling with that pressure from Lewis.
Okay.
But something Charles didn't contain well was his anger after the race. So they've crossed the line and Charles is driving past Lewis and like shaking his head, or maybe when Lewis got past, I can't remember. But there's like someone's put a video up of an onboard of Charles seeing him with Lewis going past him and he's shaking his head. And someone's put the caption as, all caps, what are you shaking your head for? You held up your teammate for laps on a completely different strategy, ignored multiple pit orders, then nearly ran into the back of him and costing him P3 twice. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Even the fans aren't happy with Charles.
Shock. They're normally very happy.
They love,
Ferrari
yeah. They're normally just pissed off at the pit wall, but they love the drivers.
Yeah, true.
Fucking weird.
Okay. All right. Go Ferrari.
Yeah.
We are 37 minutes in and we haven't talked about the massive crash on lap 1.
Oh, well, I kind of wanted to go straight to Mercedes because we just mentioned Mercedes there.
Okay. All right.
We'll double back.
Sure.
Yeah. Listen, who cares about lap 1?
Well, it was interesting this time.
It was very interesting. It was a very big crash, and probably Red Bull and Max Verstappen and all of their fans probably care about lap 1. Yeah. Hello to all the Dutch fans. Mercedes. I just mentioned there they pulled off a swapperoo, and in my opinion, bullshit. Total bullshit. They are the top 2 in the championship. Why do they have team orders in that team? Why are we telling George to move out the way for Kimi or help out Kimi? George is fighting Kimi for the championship. He's his closest competitor.
Yeah, don't know. I guess that their theory would just be that Kimi was on fresher tyres and soft tyres.
Yeah,
and was faster, so
great,
just minimising, ruining each other's races.
I don't give a fuck. It's a championship. If they weren't in different teams, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be able to do it. But like, it would be if they were in different teams and Kimi was behind Lewis and Lewis was in second place in the championship. I mean, regardless, it would be fucking go and attack him. It wouldn't be let's just. Because you can't do that. And it's a championship fight. You need to put, in my opinion, when you're in a championship fight and you've got, especially when you're 1-2 in the championship with both your drivers, you've got to put that to one side. You've got to put the race strategy to one side and go, these are fighting for a championship. Right. These points here could make the difference at the end of the season.
Okay.
And if George loses by within this many points, he'll be pissed.
Yeah, fair. Okay. So to clarify, like when we were just talking about Lewis and Charles, if they were fighting for a championship or if they were a lot closer in the competition.
And I know they are closer. I know Charles technically could still beat Lewis and it's still quite early, but blah, blah, blah. But I think it's to be 1 and 2 in the championship is just a different situation in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. But George just did it. And after the race, he was just like, yeah. Like he just didn't care. I've seen so many people online since last night just be like, George is the new Valtteri Bottas or George is the new Rubens Barrichello and, not happy with it. Like when I saw it, I was like, this is total BS. But he asked that one question on the radio. He was like, is this going to help him out to try and win the race? And they were like, yeah. And he was like, okay, yeah, I can't win the race. I was like, what? Especially seeing as he didn't then win the race. He finished P2, Kimi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Swap them back.
Yeah, why did they not swap back then?
I don't know. George did Kimi a massive favour.
Yeah.
And then got fucked in the arse.
Yeah, right. I see what you're saying. They should have swapped back.
Yeah.
That would have...
I would have respected the call way more if Kimi had then gone on and won the race. Sure. I would have been disappointed, but whatever. But if they had then swapped it back, I would have been like, peace is restored to the galaxy once again.
Yeah, okay.
Anakin didn't turn to the dark side. I watched a lot of Star Wars over the summer break. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, I just don't get it. It genuinely baffles me. Like genuinely baffles me. Mercedes pace this whole weekend baffles me, to be honest. They were fucking nowhere. They had some bad strategy calls. Swapped out Kimi's engine for the main Grand Prix or sprint race. Can't remember which one it was. Took a penalty for that. And just, I don't know. Just kind of didn't seem like they were in control of it. McLaren certainly seemed to be a lot faster, and Ferrari seemed to be doing okay apart from that strategy. But Mercedes just seemed to have issues this weekend. Wasn't the typical selves.
Sure. They did still end up with a double podium.
Oh yeah, no, they're a fantastic result.
Yeah,
but I think that's it just shows how good of a car and how great their drivers are dialed in right now. Is that it wasn't a seamless machine over the weekend. I think any of the Mercedes team would admit that, and yet they still got a double podium. So it's hats off to them, but they can do better, and I think they'll be kicking themselves after that result. Shall we talk about lap one?
Yeah,
40 minutes into the podcast.
Let's do it. Lap one.
Lap one. What's your verdict, Skin?
Dude, well, I guess the main thing is, like, after Max's crash, how did no one else crash? Is the number one thing I don't understand.
Unbelievable.
So Max's crash, Bortoleto's doing whatever the fuck he's doing.
Well, he did basically the same thing, just slightly earlier on in the corner.
Yeah. And all of these people are cruising past.
Oh, cruising. Fuck me, flying past.
Flying past. And none of them hit anything?
Insane.
I don't understand.
When we saw Liam Lawson's on board, I was like, whoa, that was close. Then we saw whoever was behind Liam Lawson on Max. I think it might have been Tsunoda actually that had to get on the brakes and like avoid it. I was like, whoa, wow, yeah, that's really close for them too. Then I saw Hulkenberg's. I was like, oh my, no, we saw Alex or Carlos's having to go through the smoke, and I was like, whoa. And then Hulkenberg's, and I was like, oh my
Hulkenberg
God.
was a piss take. And that wasn't even, he wasn't evading Max, was he? He was evading
Bortoleto, yeah, his own teammate, yeah.
That was a piss take.
Insane.
Like, obviously Hulkenberg's good, an F1 driver for ages, but surely there's like just some luck in that.
Oh,
like he's just picked the right direction. Like
1,000%.
you look at the onboard, he can't see a thing. Like
no, yeah.
He's got like 50-50 choice of like which way do I go. If he picked the other way,
he barely even went any way. Like he turned slightly, but I honestly think the momentum of Gabby going from left to right on screen or on track, I guess, that was the lucky thing for him, that Gabby's momentum was going that way, and the natural racing line, you go out to the left anyway on the exit of that corner. So like Hulkenberg, yeah, he had a slight reaction, but I would say that was probably like 95% luck, and 5% at the very end, he turned his car slightly.
Yeah, okay.
Like, yeah.
It was amazing.
It was, that would have been a fucking humongous crash. Like both of them would have been, Gabby would have been hospitalized for sure. Hulk, like it would have been fucked. And also like the repercussions of, would they have, because the trajectory of them, would they have then hit Max? Would it have been even more? Would there have been more cars collecting them behind? It, like genuinely, Max's crash on its own was fucking terrifying. Like that snap into the wall was a huge crash. He must have like genuinely been feeling it through his wrists and his arms and neck and everything after that. But fuck, if Hulk had hit Bortoleto, that would have been cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. So what? Max's crash, why does he keep doing this?
Yeah, well, I mean, Ryan mentioned it in the hot lap recap, and I thought it was quite. I thought Ryan's kind of explanation of it was quite interesting, wasn't it? Like we've seen a lot of these silly mistakes. We saw it in, was it in Budapest and Austria, and then we saw it another couple of times earlier on in the season as well. Yeah. Whether it's in practice or qualifying or the actual race, he's making these mistakes at really weird times that we never normally see Max. Where we never normally see Max make mistakes, and it's certainly not within his character to do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one I can understand. I feel like I say this quite a lot with some of them, but like this one I can understand more so than especially his Austria one at the Red Bull Ring, when I was like, oh, it's tank slapper, going around that corner, the undulation, But this one I can understand even more. It was wet on the inside line. Sure. His explanation was, it was still quite wet in that corner, and as soon as he saw the dry patch come in, he thought in his own brain, right, I can accelerate now. Clearly it didn't work, so it probably was a little bit too early for his rears or on his front or whatever. He also kind of touched, I don't know if this was before, he said this before or after he saw the footage, he kind of touched the white line on the inside of the corner, which everyone knows is way slippier when it rains. So yeah, I don't know. It was a very kind of like weird mistake for Max to make.
Yeah,
he's usually such a guru in the rain. But then I suppose when you see Gabby making the mistake, who is also a very good wet weather driver, it was also just kind of like, just difficult conditions.
Well, sure, but I don't think anyone's comparing Gabby to Max.
No, but
with all due respect,
yeah, but
it just seems weird.
It eases the stress on your mind.
Okay, sure.
To see another driver has done it.
Yeah, okay, fair. But yeah, it is weird. It feels like he's crashed however many times now, and like maybe all but one time we're like, oh, I can kind of understand it. But like at some point you're going to be like,
brother, sort this out.
Stop driving into the wall, man. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
So you know when you get a snap of oversteer, like fucking fix it, pal? Yeah.
So weird.
That's such a bad way. Like, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
The other thing about that crash that was weird is the wheel came off. And I swear
Yeah.
you've told me before that the
We have
wheels are like
tethers.
tethered and don't come off. And
Yeah.
like it's a big safety thing because wheels have come off and killed people and whatnot. And then,
I'm not sure if the wheel hub came off or it's just the carcass of the rubber. Because when you hit a wall like that, essentially like your tires are still going to like brush along it and it could cause a cut in the sidewall of the tire, which could then, with the impact and everything, could then cause the actual outside of the rubber to just detach and then roll away. We see that quite a lot.
Gotcha.
Not crazy dangerous and doesn't happen super often. But I'm sure the wheel hub was still attached to the car.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But just from what I remember, the wheel hub was still attached to the car, which is the most important thing. If it didn't come off, then that's just testament to how fucking big that crash was. Because, yeah, the tethers are very, very strong on the cars and shouldn't allow that to happen. But, yeah, it was a fucking huge crash. I'm assuming his gearbox is going to be fucked. Probably, like that's one of the crashes where, I mean, for a team like Red Bull, it probably doesn't matter too much, but this is like Alex's crash in 2024 when we went to Australia. And he crashed in practice and like cracked his chassis. That's that kind of level of crash where like you could crack your chassis doing that. And then we've got a race next week or this weekend coming, you know, not good moving forward if you've got a cracked chassis and you can't get a new one. Luckily, Netherlands, their factory is very close. It's in Milton Keynes, so it's not far.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah,
Okay.
not great from Max.
Was there anything else on lap one that caught your attention? It was like, well, obviously we had 2 restarts, all sorts of shenanigans going on. George got a terrible start the first time.
Yeah,
Is there anything?
that's what I was going to talk about. George's terrible start really fucked a lot of drivers and could have caused a massive accident.
Yeah. And that was what I was going to ask is, I don't know if I'm just being biased here because it was Oscar behind him.
No, Oscar got screwed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it looked like George had a terrible start and then decided to just like make 48 different turns sideways to make sure no one could get past him. And it was like everyone else behind you was driving a lot faster than you.
Yeah.
Like, surely that's quite dangerous. Is there not? Like, it looked like
It
it
is.
looked like that should be against the rules.
Yeah. It's kind of come see, come out because it's first lap and he would have hit and stall and got crazy wheel spin. So like naturally George's car will have been doing a bit of a snaky thing on its own because obviously rear wheel drive cars. So the rear was basically trying to overtake the car. So he's just trying to control it. The thing with Oscar where it especially from the offboard shot, it looks like George blocks Oscar against the wall and squeezes him there. So then Oscar has to kind of like back off and go around the other side. Oscar was pointing to the inside of the, like to George's left-hand side, to the inside of the track. And the natural kind of way is, especially when you're on that right-hand side, is to point to the inside like that. So in George's head, he potentially would have been thinking, Oscar's going to be there, I'll go there so that he doesn't run into the back of me. That's, I don't know if this is true. This is just, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes and think what he would think. But that's the only thing I can think of for him. If it was a crash, it would have been a first lap incident. Like George got crazy wheel spin. He got, I don't know if he hit anti-lag, but he got a very bad wheel spin and a very bad start. And so just trying to control that whilst also looking in your mirror, it's a difficult situation to be in. And you just can't predict where Oscar's going to go or anything. So it certainly wasn't against the rules or dangerous in terms of it being on like him doing them things on purpose or being premeditated or anything. But if it had led to a crash, it would have been a dangerous crash. But it wouldn't have been, it would be hard to point the blame on George when it was just a grip issue, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, him doing that meant that Oscar had to, like I said, he had to kind of back out of the right hand side of George left as you look at it from the offboard shot and then move to the inside, which caused Charles to then avoid the contact, which meant Lewis had to avoid the contact, which meant Max, I think it was, then had to, I think him and Lewis had to come in together. And we saw during the red flag, Lewis actually had a crack on his floor, on like the side skirt of the floor. And so they were just basically duct taping it to just avoid, because there was just a crack basically through his fucking, one of his side panels. And so they, just to keep the aerodynamic flow, we're just putting tape over the fucking thing. Yeah. Cause it's not a part you can very easily replace. It's not like front wing or anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
Reminds me of my old Toyota.
Held together a bit. Yeah, lovely. But yeah, no, that was certainly a bit of a wild one on the first lap.
Okay. Yeah, that was the other.
Apart from that, Kimi had a great start.
Yes.
Kimi had a really good start. Lando had quite a good start as well. Oscar's start looked phenomenal because of George's slow start, and then obviously he just got bogged down. So yeah.
And then the second start, Lando sucked a bit. Kimi was a guru.
Yeah, Kimi was a guru. Lando, I think I saw Lando complaining after the race that the right-hand side, as the drivers hit the right-hand side, the left-hand side, as we would have looked at it on the TV broadcast, was way grippier, he was saying. So he kind of put that down to why Kimi got past him at that second start, which I don't know how true that is, because based on George on that side of the track, he didn't have the best start.
Yeah.
But it was obviously wetter when George had them troubles compared to when Kimi then overtook Lando on the second restart. But yeah, it was phenomenal from Kimi. And honestly, in that first part of the race, I kind of thought that Kimi had the control of the race, but Lando's move was fucking unbelievable as well on Kimi. So yeah, Lando really, I think Ryan mentioned it in the Hot Lap recap, like McLaren, I mean, okay, Ryan's a McLaren fan, so obviously he was brown-nosing McLaren a little bit here, but yeah, he essentially, like, McLaren took the race by the balls and really fucking, rode it like a bull kind of thing. Wow, that's not the expression. They were two bad expressions to put side by side.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My brain, my mouth spoke before my brain thought.
Something wasn't good there. Yeah.
But no, they really took a hold of the race, and that's better. They took a hold of the race and rode it like a bull. And yeah, they really took control, went aggressive with the strategy. Lando had to do the workout on track, and it was good to see from them. And yeah, 2 races back to back got to fill them with confidence that they're going in the right direction, apart from on Oscar's car. And Lando is driving well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lando looks great.
Yeah. If they could figure it out on the other side,
yeah, that'd be nice.
Would be sweet. Yeah. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? It's almost like second half of last season as well, midway through the Oscar-Lando battle. All of a sudden, Oscar just couldn't drive the car, and it was perfect for Lando. Oh, it's crazy, that one, isn't it? It's almost like the team are doing it.
Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave. It wouldn't be a Formula Fools podcast if Dave wasn't coming up with some bullshit, would it?
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's pretty much all I've got, Skin.
Same. I feel fairly covered.
Yeah.
You've answered, I think, all of my questions.
Yeah.
So go us. Well done, everyone.
Yeah. Shout out to Yuki. I think Yuki had a great race weekend. Proved that he was still pretty fucking good. First time he's ever raced in this car. First time he's ever raced in these regulations. Yeah. And he did very well. Qualified well. Very close. I mean, the Racing Bulls were beating the Red Bulls at times in qualifying. But yeah, he was very close to the Red Bulls, very close to his teammate, who had a phenomenal weekend as well, Arvind. Yeah. We've not really spoken about Hulk, but fuck me, Hulk had some overtakes and some aggressive behavior in the best possible way as well during this race. Like in that kind of like middle stint of the race where no one was doing fucking anything, Hulk was like, I may as well do it. Yeah. Just fucking, I tell you what, you would not believe he is the age he is. You would not believe he started his career in like 2010 or whenever, maybe earlier than that, actually, 2004 or some shit. I don't know. You can find out on the Formula Fools games though, because I tell you what, you'll learn some stuff.
True.
But yeah, no, he had a great race.
Yeah. Yeah, you would also struggle to believe he has as many podiums as he does.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I hope Audi are looking strong as well. They've developed that car well, and anyone that jumped on the Audi bandwagon, I tell you what, you made the right move, because they're going to win. They're going to win championships in the future. They are going to be a very successful F1 team. They are fucking doing bits.
All right.
Two things that have happened this season that I'm not a big fan of. And if you listen to our pre-season 34 and 34 for the Cadillac and the Audi episode, I kind of spoke about the leaders of those teams with Jonathan Wheatley for Audi and Graham Loudon for Cadillac. Graham Loudon basically working tirelessly for years in the shadow of not being able to be in public about it because they didn't have their official F1 license. So couldn't publicly show his hard work to get Cadillac on the grid and get them to where they are today, and literally hire every single fucking person in that team personally, and was like doing such a hard job to bring that team to where it is. Just get sacked. New team principal. He's worked tirelessly for like 3 or 4 years on that project. Half season in. Racked.
Yeah, right.
Don't love that.
Just because of their performance?
Potentially, I don't know. Or it was their strategy, the board strategy all along. It's very difficult to bring a new team into F1. You need someone that's done it before, which out of everyone in the history of the sport, you've got potentially Gunther Steiner, Christian Horner, maybe, question mark on both those two, but they have kind of done it, and Graham Loudon. Like in the last 20, 30 years, they're the only 3 people to bring a brand new constructor into the sport. And so, in my opinion, I think they used him a little bit. They used his expertise and his knowledge of building teams from literally fucking nothing to get them on the grid. And now they've just gone, cheers, we'll take it from here.
Right.
It's very American of them.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not a fan.
Okay.
Not a fan. And then, Jonathan Wheatley kind of getting das boot from Audi. Look, there was talks quite early on that Mattia Binotto, who is, I think, the CEO of the Audi project, wasn't a big fan of Jonathan Wheatley's management style and things like that. So came as less of a shock, but still, I love Jonathan. And I think what Jonathan did at Kick Sauber and what he's done so far with Audi, I mean, look at where they are. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I think he took a very midfield team and he's made them a slightly better midfield team and set them up to be a potential. If they fight for championships next season, that's on Jonathan Wheatley's hard work for the past few years, in my opinion.
Okay.
Just like Mercedes dominance, it was all off the back of Ross Brawn's hard work at Brawn and then in the early days of Mercedes in the early 2010s. So this is a massive tangent, but there we go.
Yeah.
Still F1 related. What have we got next? We have got the Italian Grand Prix. We are going to be at Monza. The what do they call it? The Temple of Speed is a very fast track. We should see teams like Ferrari doing very well. It's always a really good one for qualifying because you just see some absolutely wild, crazy speeds. And okay, this era, probably not the best for that. So I would recommend watching qualifying heavily here because I'm going to imagine with all the long straights and fast corners that we're not going to have that many good overtakes and it's going to be very artificial during the race. So yeah, just make sure you watch qualifying for that. It is one of Kimi's home races. Wait, are we doing Imola this year? I don't know. I don't think we are. So it's a Kimi home race. And as we've seen this season, home races not been the best for their home race drivers. Lewis Hamilton didn't win his. Charles did. Charles didn't win his. Lewis did. Also, Lando didn't win his. But McLaren weren't as good then. And then Max crashed out of his home race. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes for Kimi next week. And off the back of this weekend, I wouldn't get my hopes up. They didn't look that great.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. Also,
he generally has looked great though. So, I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. That Mercedes car is guru. He's a fucking weapon. It wouldn't surprise me if he dominates the weekend. But Ferrari, home Grand Prix for Ferrari, the Tifosi are going to be there. They always bring something special out. Like they always just, I don't know why. I don't know if there's crowd behavior or the home Grand Prix advantage, but they always just have something else at Imola. So, yeah, we'll see. Enzo Ferrari always used to say it's not about it, it's all about the engine. It's all about how fast your car can go. The faster the car can go in a straight line, the better car you've got. Not so true in the modern era, but Ferrari kind of always take that approach. They're always very power unit heavy. They've never had the best, or they've never been at the forefront of innovation with aerodynamic design and things like that. They've always been usually one of the best power supplies. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And that's it. That's all we've got time for this Formula Fools podcast, race review of the Dutch Grand Prix. If, like we said at the very beginning, if you do want to go check out any of the games that I have spent the last 2 months building, please go and check it out. formulafools.com.au, click the menu, go to games, or just play.formulafools.com.au. I'll put the link in the description so you can go and see it. And yeah, I've worked hard. Please give me feedback. There is a little like settings icon at the top where you can, if you find any bugs, you can report problems, send us whatever, and I will get around to fixing them as soon as humanly possible. But I have been ironing this out for a few weeks now, so I'm pretty sure there are no bugs. There's going to be bugs, but we'll see.
Nice. All right. Cool.
Is that it? You want to play more games?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Fuck yeah. I'm going to piss and then we're going to play more games. We'll see you next week.
Bye.